So we are now just days away from Summerslam, and this Summerslam being the first ever two-night event in WWE history. More matches than we have ever seen on a Summerslam before, but one of those said matches is in jeopardy. Now, you might have seen Drew McIntyre cut a promo on his Twitter account yesterday, I think it was. He was in a field in England, surrounded by some cows, talking shit about Jelly Roll. But he was there with because of a friend's wedding that he was at, after which he was supposed to return to the United States, and he forgot his United States passport. So a bit of Rangers fan brain coming into play there probably. So he was not allowed back into the United States and is currently stranded in England. So unlucky Drew, unlucky Logan. At the minute it's a 2v1 against Randy and Big Jelly Roll. Reports are saying that this is legit, it's not taking the piss, it's not a work. Drew McIntyre is legitimately stuck in the UK because he doesn't have his US passport. He had his global something or other and all of his other paperwork, and the people on the gate knew who he was, they recognised him, but they can't let him through. Luckily his wife had her passport and everything, so she was allowed back to go and look after their cats. So we finally found someone who would appreciate all the cat-themed wrestling memorabilia from the Wrestle Crates in recent months, at least. If you're interested in watching my Wrestle Crate reviews, I'll leave the playlist up here. If you're interested in the cat ones more specifically, you want the more recent months, the June and May as well, May and June and July, which is coming very soon. So if you don't want to miss that, hit the subscribe button and turn your post notifications on so you don't miss an upload. And while you're down there, just like the video for a bit of a laugh. So yeah, Drew McIntyre, I'm stuck in England, otherwise Jelly Roll, you'd be getting it. So yeah, Drew's stuck at the minute, which is reportedly true, as I've said. It's not satire, it's not a work. He is genuinely stuck in England and the match is in jeopardy, but the reports are saying that WWE officials are confident that he will make it back in time for SummerSlam. I've got no doubt of that. Obviously WWE have a serious amount of pull. You know, they managed to get a whole flight out to Saudi Arabia when it was in the middle of a war zone just like a month or two ago. They do have some trouble at airports, but they do have enough pull. They can get people through. They can get the Usos into Canada, for God's sake. And so yeah, assuming everything goes well, Drew McIntyre will join Logan Paul at SummerSlam to take on Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. I take it that they won't build up to that, or they'll build up to the match as is. So I'd imagine he won't be on SmackDown this coming Friday night, and they'll play into Logan being alone, and then even up to the match, I would imagine Logan comes out by himself and he's getting beaten the shit out of by Randy and Jelly Roll until Drew McIntyre probably appears out of nowhere, Claymore, and all that good stuff. So I'm not sure where I'm going to predict that one, because my SummerSlam predictions will be coming out soon, probably tomorrow or the day after, because I like to get through Monday Night Raw so I can, you know, watch and take in Monday Night Raw building into it. After Friday Night SmackDown is a bit close, but I will do my predictions probably after that. Obviously there might be other matches added from after SmackDown, but I think it will probably be all right. So I'll do it after Raw, give all my predictions to that, and then I will react to Night 1 and Night 2 separately. Hopefully I'll get the Monday off work and I'll be able to enjoy it in the two-night format, which is a new thing for SummerSlam. And we're seeing tag team titles on the pay-per-view, which is nice because they should be on there, to be honest, not just tag team matches between celebrities and Bloodline members. But yeah, I don't have much more to say about this scenario, to be fair. But this is Let's Talk Wrestling. I just talk about the hot topics in wrestling, and this is a hot topic in wrestling. But I am just going to cover general SummerSlam stuff as well while we're here. But yeah, Jelly Roll has apparently kept Drew McIntyre out of the country. Who else could have?
Travis Scott because he called him a little piece of shit who ruined the main event of WrestleMania. And that is very true, because seemingly he was put in the main event of WrestleMania just as a favor of Ari Emanuel, who did it for a friend or something apparently, and Travis Scott basically pissed all over it, didn't give a shit, gave no effort, and the company have basically given free rein to anyone to talk shit about him, which is fair enough. You'd imagine that moment will probably not be shown again ever, really, in the main event of WrestleMania 41. They won't show Travis Scott coming out and taking like 40 minutes to get to the ring. But I do like Drew for taking the piss out of him, because he deserves it, ruining the WrestleMania main event for something like that. But it should be a fairly interesting match. And you know what? I do like Jelly Roll. I know he's got some bad publicity from this, and some people aren't happy with it because, you know, he's taken the spot of a guy like LA Knight, who could be, and we don't know if he will be at SummerSlam, even though he's one of the most deserving of a big spot in a match, you know. But we don't know at the minute if he's going to be at SummerSlam. He doesn't really have anything to do, and he is on one hand taking opportunities away from them. You know, this could have just been Randy versus Drew. We never know. I don't know what Logan would be doing instead. You'd assume he'd probably be in here because it's a big show that he'd be at. But fair play to Jelly Roll. In my opinion, you know, he's a lifelong fan. He's training really hard. He's lost a lot of weight for it. Drew said he's going to beat him up and make him put it back on and look like a cow. Fair enough. Good heel work. Can't complain about that. But I don't mind Jelly Roll. I know some people don't like him because he's taken away spots, but I think if I was a mega celebrity, I would try and get into WWE, but I wouldn't go the Travis Scott route, because I am a huge wrestling fan. I would actually try and do it the right way, like Big Boom AJ, the Rizzler, and Big Justice over on AEW. That's how it's done. 5 big booms for them. But yeah, while I'm on it, let's get back to LA Knight, because there are other reports coming out that LA Knight was obviously supposed to be beaten by Seth Rollins at Saturday night's main event. They had to pivot. Seth Rollins gets injured. LA Knight hits him with a quick BFT, 1, 2, 3 for the win. Gets a big win, one of the biggest wins of his career. But he should have had a bigger one, because Rollins was set to win at Saturday night's main event. I'm assuming with some interference from Bronson and Bron Breakker, which would have, you know, given LA Knight an excuse of such, or a chance at a rematch, which would have happened at SummerSlam, and LA Knight was set to get his win back. A win against Seth Rollins, one of the biggest stars in the company at SummerSlam, would have been absolutely huge for LA Knight, which I'm really disappointed about, because that would have been really, really big for his career. And you know, I think he deserves it, definitely. Here's LA Knight for just for reference. Here he is. And that would have been really good to see him get a win on such a big stage like that. But it wasn't to be. We don't know at the minute if he will do anything else, if he'll be on SummerSlam. You'd imagine if he is on SummerSlam, then that decision and that match will be made on Friday Night SmackDown. I don't know who would necessarily face him. Aleister Black. I know he's got the whole. Well, no, he's fighting Damien at SummerSlam, isn't he? I don't know who would face him. Not Aleister, obviously. But yeah, here's Rollins. So we don't know how long he's going to be out for. We don't know how long Drew's going to be out for. I'm not going to talk about anything else, because I don't really have anything else to talk about off the top of my head. But I hope you've enjoyed this edition of Let's Talk Wrestling. The rest of them I will leave up here in the playlist, probably earlier in the video, because albeit this is like episode 16 or something, maybe 17, they aren't chronological. Well, they are in chronological order, because I talk about things sort of as they happen in this series. But you know, you can just go back and watch the timeline, or you can just watch whatever. You don't have to watch all of them. You can just watch a random one when it comes up or when it's relevant. So you know, that's how it works. You don't have to watch all of them to be up to date. So like my pay-per-view predictions and stuff like that, even Dead Man's Deliveries, because I don't know if maybe because I label everything as an episode of a series, like maybe people don't want to watch it because they think, oh, there's 15 other videos I've got to watch before this one. Not really how
the channel works generally, other than the PIC-FED. When that gets up and running, that will be a continuous like canon thing. But yeah, gonna stop rambling. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please do like the video, comment down below, and leave any of your video suggestions you'd like to see down there or in the community page. That's all from me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, or if you're not new but you're not sure if you want to stick around, but why not? Go for it. Turn your post notifications so you're updated on everything, so you know if I post anything you like. If you don't see anything you like, then comment down below and let me know what you would like, and I'll try and get to that. I'm trying to diversify my content all the time and improve, so thank you for watching. Thanks for the feedback if you give me any, and that's all from me for today, and I hope you have a good one and enjoy SummerSlam. Hopefully Drew doesn't make it back into the country. See you later.